Hey, y'all. Oh,
There's people on there, but we need to
there we go.
see our comments.
There we
Oh,
go.
gosh.
Hey, everybody. Oh, my goodness.
You got to get caught up.
Okay.
There's lots in here waiting. Y'all hit the like button so I see you. Goodness.
Oh, gotta quit playing on my hair.
Yes. Somebody already got on to you for playing with your hair.
Yeah. Well, hey, how are y'all? Look.
We can't get it figured out. We were sitting here before the live, and I'm
What
like,
do we
Zoe,
do with
why
our
can we
arms?
never figure out which arm goes in front? Well, eventually, sometime during the live, we get settled, but we can't figure out whose arm goes where. And we're sitting too close, so get up off me.
Get off me, woman.
I try to go in
Anyway.
behind so she can tighten it.
Look, now we're going to do this the whole time.
Whew. Hey, Angie or Wes?
I'm betting that's Wes.
I don't know
Hey, Andale.
which one's here.
Miss Sue, Teresa, MC.
But hey to whichever one.
The other Miss Sue. There's Val, Laura, Karen, Jody, Edie, Wendy, Wolfpack, Cliff, Peggy, Tammy. Look at all this. Andy,
we had
Anna.
Several comments this week about people getting unsubscribed, and I don't have enough subscribers to have people being unsubscribed.
It's both of them.
We don't need that.
Hey, poor man.
Well,
Mr. Jim.
That's part of what I was going to start off with. We missed lives today.
We did. We was busy today. Sunday is our day of rest. We go to church, we feed the animals, and typically we come home and we just do nothing. That's when we try to catch up on videos, catch up on what's going on with other people. We don't do a whole lot. We don't work, basically, is what it is. We do something for pleasure or nothing at all. And today was not that case. Today we left church. We went and fed. The boys had baseball ceremonies. We had a quick meeting about All-Stars. We came home, changed clothes, went back to the farm where we met someone who has come and bought themselves a little girl piggy to have on their farm.
Yeah.
And
during the closing ceremonies at baseball, I felt my phone vibrate, and I look at it, and Big Family's live. I said, crap, I forgot about that. I guess I'm going to be watching the replay. Yeah. So I stick it back in my pocket, and it's just a few minutes, and there's Brooke and Jason.
No, they came on first.
Well, I saw Big Family first.
Oh, I think Brooke and Jason went on maybe at 1 o'clock, and then Big Family went on at 2.
Well, I didn't see Jason's until after I saw Wes's.
Well,
Wes and
ceremonies had just started, and I think Brooke and Jason were wrapping up. It was like 1:40, and it said they were just live.
Why do you think I would get a notification so late?
Signal.
That, or I just didn't see it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm going to have to catch the replay,
so
Wes and Angie.
Anything that y'all tell us they said, we don't know.
I do know part of what they were going to talk about. I don't know what Wes and Angie had tonight.
Denise. Yep.
But I'm going to go back and catch Wes and Angie's replay.
That's
Sunday.
What poor man said. He used to do the same thing when he worked. Sunday was his time off for relaxing.
Well, that's when I catch up on everybody's videos. We'll catch up on Wes's videos and Daniel and Jason. Typically, we can watch Jason during the week.
Well, we go through and we'll watch 1 or 2 every evening and just catch up.
We try to catch up with everybody as much as we can, and then anything we miss, especially channels that release multiple videos a week, then we sit down on Sunday and catch up on everybody.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Jean.
No, Jody, I agree. Replays are not as good because there may be something that we need to harass Wes about.
Hey,
there may be a question to ask.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
But we missed them. Either way. So, did y'all see the pictures that Zoe posted of the closing ceremonies?
Well, I have just posted them, so
I saw some comments, so I'm wondering. I'm sure there were some that have seen it. If did you put it on the community page for YouTube too?
I did.
If you haven't seen that, I'm gonna go ahead and point out something.
Edie commented on
it. If y'all will look really close, you've got all these boys out there, and she has pictures of Chance's team and Rhett's team.
I put it on YouTube community tab and on Facebook.
There was one little boy out of all those ball players, and we're talking about 5 different age groups, multiple teams per age group, one little boy in the entire ballpark out of hundreds of kids that was wearing jeans and boots. Do y'all know who it was? Take a wild stab at who it was. One little boy in the entire park.
MC said she's slacking. I really just
it hasn't been on there that long.
30 minutes ago. Farmer Rhett. Baseball player Farmer Rhett.
Yeah. The baseball player version, he didn't have a game. He didn't have practice.
It just meant he was wearing a jersey.
So he was Farmer Rhett, but he still had jeans and boots on.
He did. He would have wore his hat if we'd let him.
Goodness. That boy doesn't change. Dale's looking now. Hey, Jane in Ontario.
Yep.
So I just wanted to make sure that they noticed that. Chance even had on like jogging pants, but he still had on sneakers.
Yeah, you're not.
All the other little boys had on shorts. One kid, hundreds of them, entire park. One kid had on jeans.
Yep.
And he had on jeans and boots.
Yep. Jody said, would you really want him to change?
No. Now, one of the little boys on his team, his daddy did tell me that he wore his boots to church this morning, but he wore them with shorts. So.
Ooh, Christy, you're baking cookies.
But Jody, I wouldn't have it any other way. He is his own little man.
And you guys, some of y'all know, Emmy is his little girlfriend. Well, the running joke is that Emmy's dad, every time he sees him, and he's going to throw him in the trash can and get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's going to get rid of Rhett because he is not going to get married to Emmy. Well, he got to church this morning. We were pulling in, and Nick said, well, there's Emmy's daddy. He's going to throw you in the trash can. He said, not today. I got on my boots and my blue jeans and my nice shirt. He ain't throwing me away today.
Yes, MC. Chance found out about All-Stars today. They were announced during the closing ceremonies. And he didn't know up to that point.
Right. And none of the boys did, which was pretty neat that we all knew. Mm-hmm. We've started doing, we're doing sponsorships and stuff, and we've been able to purchase them all matching bags and helmets, and they got their newest practice jerseys today. And so none of the boys knew, and all the parents knew, and it was just fun to see all of them get excited. So if you look, when we get done, go check out the picture, and there's a picture where they're all holding up a white jersey. And that's all the boys that'll be doing All-Stars. We start practice tomorrow.
And did they say that was their practice jersey?
That's their practice
jersey. Practice jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we start practice tomorrow, and we go for several weeks.
Yep. I was trying to do it without the glasses.
Oh, that's what I needed. I knew
I've got this reflection on here, so I look like some kind of robot.
Well, if I don't, I'll have a headache when we're done. Mr. Jim said next year you need to get a picture of Rhett playing his position wearing his cowboy hat if the coach will let him.
I got a feeling he would. And he probably could have got away with it a lot better this year being with the 4-year-olds.
Yeah, because they never know.
I need to get him a cowboy hat, bat, and helmet.
Yes. That's funny.
So that takes that off of my notes. I wanted to make sure that they saw that picture. So a little announcement. You want to cover that? You want to tell them?
Oh, okay. So we have decided that we're going to go down to just one live a week. We're going to do it on the Sundays. Mostly because the weeks are busy and might just be short term too. We'll have to just play that out and see how it works.
Well, even getting on Wednesdays at 8, it's a little bit of a rush to get home. And that's one of our days, especially since baseball has been extended by just a few weeks, but still, baseball's been extended. So Wednesday was one of our catch-up days and afternoons.
Right.
So we really need to put that time to use.
Well, and right now with baseball, we don't know. We're going to have some games through the weeks. And I know the next few Wednesdays we will probably end up having to cancel anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, we're going to just put off Wednesdays and continue our Sundays. And that'll also allow us to have a lot more to talk about.
You're not kidding. Wes Rangy one said one live a week is so much more manageable.
It is. There's a lot going on. We have a lot.
Is.
And if we're not practicing on Wednesdays.
And I think the lives would be better having more to talk about at one time.
What did you do?
Hit the escape. Gosh. It's on full screen. Sorry. I was wiping something off the keyboard and I took us to full screen. Y'all probably didn't notice any change.
Right.
Winter, Jane, it is possible that winter you might have more time.
Yeah, you're indoors a little more.
So just to give you a little backstory, we started doing 2 lives a week because you have so many thresholds you have to meet for YouTube.
Yeah.
And that allowed us to get more people involved in viewing. That's just the truth of it. So we're very transparent anyway. So we started doing 2 lives a week to get more people involved in our channel, to let them know who we were.
Right. And then we started looking forward to them because this is our way to, it's fun to interact with you guys because
it is.
We get to talk and, go back and forth with the people who are part of our farm. And it's not just seeing a name and a comment. We're carrying on this conversation, and it makes it, for us, it makes it easier to make videos. Because these people, we know the people we're talking to, and we know the people who are following along with us and want to know what's going on. So we're gonna put off the Wednesdays for now, and we'll try to pick those back up, once summertime is done.
And we've got, there's so many that have been there. I mean, from the beginning.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then some that have come along along the way that we've gotten to know, but now we have a lot of new people coming, and we want to get to know y'all too, but we feel like we can do, number one, a better quality live with more to talk about. We can get more done on the farm, which helps our video be better.
Yeah.
And I just think it's going to be a win-win during this time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I did see Mr. Jim say put out more shorts. He enjoys those.
Oh, Mr. Jim.
That is a focus that we have talked about in the last week.
Oh, Mr. Jim. If you only knew how many times Nick tells me that every day. But yes, I do need to do more shorts, more reels. Just that's something to keep us connected with you guys during the week as well. Just a little fun
gosh,
video.
Jody wants extra video a week. Whoo, Jody. Goodness.
Yep. How are the beehives doing? So we put out a video yesterday about all the bees, and the bees are thriving. So if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. I'm learning to work the bees by myself, or me and Mackenzie are learning to work the bees by ourselves. Miss Tanya would just, she would just kind of oversee and kind of help walk us through it. And then today we expanded another box and added some more frames to it and coated it with sugar water and all. So we are expanding it. They're thriving. So the next bee video you guys will see will be us extracting honey.
That'll be the next one, sure will.
And we were talking about doing that on the 10th, but I think he has tournament that day. So I think we'll probably do it Sunday the 11th.
We'll have to see, which would put that video on Tuesday. But either way, we have one extraction video out there that was done at her farm.
Yes.
Hidden Valley Farm. But this will be from Chestnut Hills.
Yes.
It will be in the barn that we have leased. If y'all have seen that video where we leased the barn and connecting land to us, that's where the extraction will happen. Zoe just put out the inspection video, so we'll follow up with that one in a couple of weeks. But we had a question this week. I left it open for you to get back to, but I wanted you to go ahead and answer it on the live. I try to jot down questions that we get, y'all, even if I answer it in the comments, and it was a good question. How often do you extract the honey?
I think Tanya said twice a year.
Right.
Unless it's necessary
said
to do more. But typically twice a year. One right before you kind of settle them in.
She said the first was typically around Memorial Day.
Right, which will be the one we're going to do after we come back from Oklahoma. And then the other one is right before fall, winter, right? Fall.
End of summer sometime.
Yeah.
Why did I think she said end of July, 1st of August? Why did I think that?
Maybe because production is so high through the summertime.
Because at one point she made the point that the honey is for feeding them.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do it too late because you want to make sure they have enough to feed them through the winter. So we are not commercial honey production. So if you want healthy hives, you don't need to extract too much.
Right. Yes. Right. That's right. Because your bees will die off because they survive off the honey they're producing. And so if you're taking all that honey closer to, let's say, October, November, then you're going to rob them of all that they need to survive over winter until things come back into bloom in the spring. So it's just, and it takes them, and you'll notice some hives produce a lot faster and heavier, and their honey will be different color than the hive right beside them. And it's all about where those bees are collecting their pollen from and how they work it. It's so neat. And I'm so excited because, we suffer terribly from allergies, and Rhett has, that terrible asthma. And so I'm looking forward to extracting from our hives because that is strictly from our property.
Yeah.
Because the hives that Tanya has there already, some of those were already producing before they came.
We're producing some.
But for the most part, it's from our land.
But even what she extracts from her hives, the majority of it has probably come from the bloom here.
Yes. So, because Privetnall has just...
And you had a question about selling your honey.
So, not at this time.
It ran past me, but
we're not selling the honey at this time just because we are just getting started.
That's right.
Tanya has 8.
Tanya will be selling hers.
Yes, Tanya has 8 hives because we just took one down.
Yes.
So Tanya has 8 hives.
She combined one
that she collects a good bit of honey from, and she does sell her honey. But ours will not be producing enough for us this year to sell.
Didn't she mention labeling her honey from our farm?
She did that for Cahill and was able to ship some of it. But I know she does plan to have some for sale in September as well at that YouTubers.
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
She had talked about setting up a table with it because she's gonna have some from Cog Hill. She'll have some from us. She'll have some from her farm, and she'll be able to sell that. From the different locations, and it'd be.
I found it. It was Token Gringos, but she's on her husband's tablet. Yeah. Why it showed up different. Oh, yeah. Laura was saying unless they swarm with a new queen. That's why Zoe's adding boxes to give them plenty of room.
Because we had originally set up with the Nook, which is where you take different necessary parts from different hives that are looking like they're going to swarm, and you're building a new one. And so once that new one takes off, and it starts progressing, that's when you go from a box this big, you go to your standard B boxes. And we've already filled up that 10 frame box, and they're starting to build comb down. So they're needing to expand. They're starting to add comb to the frames. If you watch the video, the frames are the things you pull up. And it's got all the honeycomb and all that beautiful stuff. And they start adding to the bottom. That's how you know, hey, we need to add another one on top. And when you do that, they start moving up and they start working it, and they'll save the honey, and they just create this beautiful mess. I just absolutely love it.
I saw Wolfpack had asked, she had actually thought that you extracted once a week.
Mm-mm.
But I think and maybe a commercial, if you were just raising for honey, you might, but if you're expanding your hives and wanting your bees to be healthy and they're having to feed brood, they're raising more bees and they have to have something to feed them. So you need to leave them enough to support themselves.
Right. But and I've even seen, I'm not real up on it, but sometimes some hives have a collection tray at the bottom, which is where some of the pollen, wax, and all the crumbly stuff is left. And so when you spin honey out, that stuff can fall into a screen, and you're filtering it. So you're filtering all that not liquid onto a screen, and the rest of the honey falls into your jars. Well, you could take that stuff and dry it out, and people can sprinkle it over their food or in their coffee and stuff. And it's another way to get that allergen pollen.
So that's why she was asking. She said, so local honey actually helps with allergies. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's taking the allergens in your area, whatever is activating your allergies, they're taking that pollen and making the honey out of it, and it's kind of an antivenom.
It's like allergy shots. Mm-hmm. They're injecting the allergy you have so that your body starts fighting it off. It kickstarts your body to start defending and rejecting, and it's the same idea. It's just a natural way to do it. So, like if you were, say, it's just off the wall, you're a traveling nurse and you have allergies. When you go and you're staying somewhere for a month, 2 months, somewhere else, if you get local honey to that area, then that's also going to help you fight the allergens in that area. You don't want the allergens from home because you're not facing those same allergens at home that's from home. You're facing the ones in your new area. So you would want to get something that's from that area. So it would definitely need to be somewhere local. I would say, 5-10 miles from where you spend the majority of your time. Yes, a bee condo. That's perfect. That's the perfect way to say it.
Kathy asked, does Tanya have a website?
Tanya does not have a website, but I can tell you her name, and you can find her she's on Facebook, and you just message her, and she will be happy to let you know when and if let me do the Facebook one. When and if she has any available. Tanya also commented under my video on the link on Facebook. you can click on the comments on the link for the video on Facebook, and it will show her comment, and you can click to talk to her that way. She's wonderful, and I love learning from her because she knows what she's doing. She's so calm and just
she knows so much
she does.
about bees and how they work and why they do what they do and how to take care of them. It is it's fascinating, and I don't choose to get too close.
Yeah.
But watching Zoe and knowing that she needs some help when they've produced honey, those boxes are heavy.
Oh yeah.
So I know she's gonna need some help. So I've said that I would get in a suit and help her, but I do like editing the content when y'all are filming it, because I get to watch a lot that's not in the video.
Yeah, right.
Because there's a lot of filming of just the bees working and stuff like that we don't put in a video because the video would be 2 hours long.
It would.
But I get to watch all that as I'm editing, and it's interesting. And she's talking about them drying the nectar.
They fan their wings really fast, and it dries.
They're sitting still, but their wings are just going, and they're drying it out. And I thought that was...
They're drying out nectar, which becomes the honey, and then they cap it with wax. They dry the water out of it.
It was really interesting to see how they did that, but I don't know how much I would get into it.
I never knew how much I would love to do it either. Like, this is just, I love to watch her work hers, and I can ask her questions, and she will never tell me that it's dumb or that she'll never say, well, I've already told you that. And she's okay with me asking anything. Like, she's finally telling me, okay, I need you to go get the box. You need to put sugar water on it. You need to do this and that and set it up. And then when I'm done with it, she'll say, okay, we'll check it in a few days or
10
whatever.
days or whatever. I had this question in our comments, and it may have been from Token Gringos then.
Yeah.
But somebody else had asked if we had seen Steph at Denman Homestead. Said she took some pretty nasty stings. They had to remove the queen. They thought that maybe somebody's telling me this now. I didn't watch it, so I'll have to look it up and see what happened. Somebody was saying in the comments that they thought her bees had mated with killer bees or something.
Oh gosh!
And they became really aggressive, and
wow,
that's just what somebody said in the comments. We haven't watched it, so don't quote me on that. But I think that's what they thought. Something had happened. Her bees had crossed with another bee of some sort and become very aggressive.
Yeah, those African bees, that's what I've heard too, are a very aggressive type of bee.
She said Denman Homestead is some of Lester's family.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to check in on that. Lester's got so many channels, y'all. I saw somebody else said something about one of the Morrows. Look, you can't even watch all of Lester's content. I know I can't watch every channel. I just absolutely do. We don't get to watch that many videos.
Sent her in anaphylactic shock, and if her mother-in-law hadn't been home, she would have died.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
G&G is going to have a video of being chased by a mama bear.
Well, I'm glad you are in shape, because she had to run for her life, she said. Oh my gosh.
Goodness. Carolyn says she was unable to even call for help.
My goodness. That's wild.
Goodness.
Yeah, I'll have to check her out. Yeah, the African bees, though, I've heard they are very aggressive, but working aggressive bees typically have the highest honey yield. I don't know why, but that's what Tanya had told me, is that aggressive bees typically have a higher honey yield than your calmer bees.
Christy said that she's more knowledgeable than a guy there in Kansas that owns a bee supply store. That Tanya was an open book with you.
Yeah.
And she does. She tells you the why.
She does. Mm-hmm.
And I've learned a lot just watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even there most of the time. Zoe films it, and I just go through and do the
I would have killed the
editing.
queen too. Said they killed the African queen.
Well, yeah, that's
that's a good
definitely
idea.
what would need to happen.
She had to buy a triple layer suit to even be able for Lester's dad to help find the queen bee.
Wow.
Wow. That's just berserk. It's baseball pictures.
Wow.
Yep. She was stung several days before the event happened, and she had not gotten over that.
We may have to go look that up. That's going to make up my mind. I don't want to mess with Zoe's bees.
No, we don't have African bees. We don't have African
You know, I told you today when Zoe had some of her stuff in my truck, and she was adding a box, and she was suited up, and she said, "Will you pull up there?" And I pulled up where she could get really close with her sugar water and all. I'm like, Zoe, I don't really want to be this close. And she said, "You ain't got nothing they want."
He said, "I don't want them in here in my truck." I said, "You don't have anything they want. I got the sugar, and I'm headed to them. They don't want you."
So that may make me want to leave them alone, but
well,
then
that's
again,
one in a 1,000 that
I probably will go ahead. And we have a suit that I think would fit, but Mackenzie's using it anyway, so I might as well just get my own.
One. Yeah. Well, and we're gonna need you when it's time to take down all Tanya's hives.
Those things are heavy. Oh gosh.
And they are like stacked really tall.
Carol said she was mowing the lawn. She wasn't even close to them, and they attacked her.
She said goats and cows were getting stung. Yeah. So that right there will get somebody out of beekeeping quickly. I'm glad that they did something well.
Yeah, but hive. Just to
it's the same thing it's the same thing like with your herd of goats. If you've got that one goat that's going to ram you and jump you every time you come in, it's time to rehome it because there's just as many more goats who need love and affection than that one that's going to hurt you or make you worry. So, like a rooster.
Well, we had him.
We did.
And we traded him for Holly.
We did. And best trade in the world. Our sweet little Holly.
What was his name?
Oliver.
Oliver.
Yes, that will get you out of
it. It was time for Oliver to find another home because all he wanted to do was fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plus, he had several offspring in there that we were keeping, so we needed to rotate him out anyway.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cliff said, "Well, I'll let everyone else do it, and I'll just keep my beeswax out of it." That's right. That's how Nick feels. Y'all all work it, and I'll just watch from afar and admire. But I enjoy it. I like listening to the buzz and the.
She said Kathy says she has been beekeeping for years.
Oh, that's
so she
cool.
probably knew what she was doing and just they realized there was an issue and they took care of it and probably over it.
Right.
So.
That's right. And
it's probably not another issue now there. But if they had just hundreds of bees attacking them and animals and all,
I just hate that somebody has to go. I just hate that someone has to go through that physical pain for something that they enjoy so much.
Well, and that's still, if she's been doing it a long time, she probably has no desire to get out.
Another comparison is a rooster. There are so many other roosters that you don't have to put up with the mess of that one.
Well, I'm sure she realizes that, hey, we just had a bad queen get in there, we get rid of her.
Handle it,
it's over with.
You doctor her up, and So
MZ said that she thinks there's 13 channels now.
Jody said, "Do we still have all the boy goats?"
For now,
we do.
Yes, for now.
We actually have not even tried to find any homes yet for them. I'm still up in the air on it because I love my babies. I love the goats, and I think we might have to band them. We're trying to decide if we're wanting to enlarge for breeding purposes or enlarge the herd for clearing land purposes.
Right now, there's a good chance that we will probably band the babies that we have now. Mm-hmm. And go from there. That will give us several wethers that we can put with our bucks as we separate them. And that'll give us better control over it. Mm-hmm. Right now, with them not being separated just because we don't have the fencing for them, we've got to do what we got to do to control it. But I think if we band them, we put the wethers with the bucks, let the boys be one side and girls be on the other, I think we'll have a lot better time with it.
Yeah. Oh, goodness, there it is.
There it is. We made it 36 minutes, y'all. That's some kind of record, so we made it 36 minutes before she yawned.
At the end of her hospital stay, they gave her a prescription of twin packs of EpiPens.
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
We have EpiPens too.
Mm-hmm. And they're twin packs.
Yeah, because we have all that. We need a new puppy and a ram.
Or
it says and.
It does not.
I see and, y'all. Do y'all see and?
That says or a ram.
New puppy and a ram. I see and. It's a sign.
I don't know if your glasses need to be cleaned or if they need some new ones.
They've been waiting on it, Sarah. So, whoop, there it is.
Yeah, I knew. But look, I'm not opposed to the sheep at all. We're good to go on the sheep. I have no issue with that. I don't need any more dogs.
No. So,
see, Carrie said that word was add, not and.
Yeah.
Zoe.
What about alpaca?
Why did you have to bring up the alpaca?
Yes, Wolfpack has livestock guardian dog puppies, and she sent me a picture of them.
What are they?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I was just looking at how beautiful they were. What kind are they, Julia? Look at that face. Oh, my gosh. My gosh.
Anyway, you got to answer some more questions before we run out of time.
Sheep don't like cold weather. There is weather warnings for sheep farmers here.
It doesn't get cold enough here for us to have to worry about it. We'd be worried about them surviving hot weather.
Yes. Let's see.
You're going to have to cover the light.
I can't. I don't know how to do that.
Well, your hand would have to be over the light.
Y'all, this is so... There, look, you can kind of see it.
Look, you can see it a little bit.
Ain't that cute? Look at that little baby.
B. Williams. Be happy they're not saying donkey. She's got 2 of those.
I have 2 donkeys.
She's got 2 of them already.
That are so fun to watch.
And this time, we've got to have a hoof clipping.
It is.
For Mary. We've got to check on getting her hooves. And she's probably never, ever had it done in her life.
I don't think so.
But her rear hooves are starting to get long, and it's going to start causing her some problems. So
I wonder if Derek does that.
Maybe.
We could look into that.
How long are the sows able to breed before you retire them? I wish I knew that answer.
I know.
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah. Several.
I honestly don't know. But Carolyn, I will get you that answer. Matter of fact, I'll put it in my notes so the next live we'll talk about it. But I honestly don't know.
Hattie said she wants a pig. You think the city would let her put one in her yard?
Heck yeah.
You just do it. And then when they say something, you say, well, I didn't know. I didn't know.
They'll might make you get rid of it.
Well, but just tell it to be quiet and don't make a bunch of racket. And
G&G wants a donkey too.
I see donkeys on Marketplace, or not Marketplace, but on those
the groups and stuff.
Look, Great Pyrenees, Anatolian Shepherd, and Karst Shepherd. I don't know what that is, but that sounds like a wonderful.
It sounds like a good one. You want to trade Bandit for one? Y'all, we've got to get Bandit trained. He herds everything in the wrong direction.
That's what I was talking to her about today.
I know, you messaged her earlier. Y'all, Bandit, there have been many, many times that something got out, especially baby pigs. Goodness. We've had animals get out, and he rounded them up, kept us from having to go in the woods and get them, but he runs them the wrong way. And he herds everything that's still in the fence. He wants everything in a circle like sheep.
That's what I
which
told her.
That's just bred into him. He don't know any different. He wants everything in a circle. Like, don't spread out. Get back. But if something gets out, like if the goats get out, he runs them away from the pen.
Yes, he
Bandit's
just takes
broken.
them his way.
He does.
That's exactly
Bandit's
right.
Broken.
He wants to take them from here. We're going to go in a circle all the way around here and maybe come back. Maybe not come back. We might go all the way back around.
We've got to find somebody that can work with him, because I don't know how to train a herding dog.
Well, that's what I told her too, is that
I don't have a clue how to train.
Over eager and did not. He wants to work more than the work we have for him.
He wants to work constantly.
He does.
So if everything is where it's supposed to be, he just runs the perimeter of the fence barking at them because he wants them to bunch up.
Yeah, even though they're inside.
So I need a herd of sheep for him to keep bunched up all the time.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. And I don't have anything that he needs to ball up. Mm-hmm. But he runs the perimeter of the fence the entire time he's there. He's got to be exhausted. You know, Dana Mike could tell us, but they're working cattle dogs. Cattle dogs don't put everything in a circle, but they're able. Maybe they could train him to be more of a cattle dog, to run things where you want them and not put everything in a circle.
Wolfpack's working on getting sheep, and she's got one now. She's working to be able to herd sheep. She said is like a bandit. I got the perfect spoiled ram.
No. Read Rita's comment.
My son took the football to a touchdown, only it wasn't our team.
It's not Bandit running the wrong way.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so you get that baby some sheep. That's right. We need some little sheep, little baby doll sheep.
It's the humans that need the training. Andy, I agree with that, because I don't know how to teach him to be different.
No.
He's just, look, we didn't train either of our Pyrenees. They just knew what to do. And he knows what to do. It's just not what we need him to do.
Yeah, it's what he thinks needs to be done.
Yeah, he just wants everybody balled up, and once they get there, he's fine. If y'all will just all stand together in a wad, and then I'll lay down.
Yeah, don't move.
Don't move.
Don't breathe. Don't move. Don't look the wrong way. Don't look at each other. Y'all just stand still. We're playing.
And he definitely don't want pigs squealing.
Oh no.
But anyway.
But Holly will get up and look at him like, son, would you stop? And then she'll lay back down in that cold dirt. And he goes to squealing. She'll look over there at him. Would you just shut up?
As long as there's not anything else coming toward the animals, Holly doesn't care where they go.
She don't. She lets the baby pigs lay with her.
Now, she does put them back in the pen.
If
they get too far, she runs them back to their mamas. Whew.
She gallops like a horse.
She does.
She's
got huge feet.
Yeah. And she can't go very fast.
No, she don't have to go fast. She's big enough to handle business when she gets there.
Yeah.
She's still not Heidi size yet, but she's getting there.
Yeah.
She's catching up. So I put that question in there, but we had someone ask, and it was not ugly in any way. I don't think. I didn't take it that way. But someone asked that was new to the channel, couldn't we? She was talking about the pigs. She's like, can't you put them on some grass or something? She was talking about feeding them on the ground.
Oh.
So our pigs have troughs, but they turn them over so they can eat off the ground.
They do. They love to eat off the ground.
And y'all have seen the older pigs, what Zoe calls the teenagers, have a bulk feeder. And they pull that feed out on the ground.
And yes.
They want to naturally root. So, yes, they will eat out of the trough, but they also root at it and throw it out on the ground, and then they eat it there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the corn, Zoe has explained several times on the videos, but it was somebody new. They may not have seen it. We control where they're rooting with corn.
Right. And if in the video we're trying to show you guys something specific with the pigs or talk about them, we might just throw the corn right there in the area where we're not having to go into the woods
to get them up there.
Right. But typically a typical feed is we're going to go down in the woods and we're going to throw scoops of corn out in the woods, just chunk it out there. And it's going to encourage them to root up and till up an area that might be heavily brushed.
Well, and her question was legitimate. She asked, doesn't it cause them to get their mouth full of dirt?
And it does.
Well, that's how pigs eat.
Right.
But during our feedings, like Zoe said, we broadcast the corn in thick areas to make them root that area. But when I load the buckets, it's 2 scoops corn, 2 scoops of feed in each bucket in intervals. I do a scoop of corn, scoop of feed, scoop of corn, scoop of feed. And I go put it in their troughs. It starts out there. It just don't stay there.
It does not.
They will eat some out of the trough, and you will watch them slinging their head.
Yep. They're going to sling that nose up under there and flip it over, and then they're going to scoot that trough out of the way.
And they want it on the ground. That's why our troughs always end up in the woods.
Yep.
We have to go get them out of the woods and bring them up so we can feed them in them because they flip them over so that they can eat off the ground.
Catherine said Henry has not missed a meal at all.
So just know that's just...
It's a pig thing.
We want our animals to be the animal they're supposed to be. We don't...
Now, I would love for them to eat from the trough right there at the front
be a lot cleaner
line and quit dumping their water over and quit getting mud everywhere. But it ain't going to happen.
It ain't going to happen.
It ain't going to happen.
But we just let them be what they are. I mean, it's like we have troughs for the geese and ducks and, the feeders you're supposed to have and all this good stuff. All the stuff you're supposed to have. Everybody tells you got to have it.
Yeah.
The ducks, every once in a while, will eat out of the troughs. But they want you to broadcast it.
Mm-hmm. Because they want to dig around looking for dirt and
they want to eat it with the grass and whatever. So they would rather you broadcast it. The geese will not eat out of that stupid trough.
They don't. The geese walk around and will just honk and honk until you just throw a scoop of food out. Until
you start broadcasting it. Our geese absolutely will not eat out of that trough feeder.
Yeah.
They won't do it.
Your mama's saying that we have the cleanest pigs she knows and she never smells them.
You don't smell the pigs. The only thing you smell is if it rains, you'll smell soured feed.
Yeah, where they dump
it on the ground. Mm-hmm. But that's the only smell you get because we keep them rotated. So anyway, Zoe, I only had one more question.
Somebody says we need
Karen, you turn your comments off.
You need a herd of miniature Highland cattle. I sure do. I do. I do.
You absolutely do not.
I do too.
You can go play with Cassie's here in a couple of weeks.
I can't drive to Oklahoma every weekend just to play with her.
No, you can get it out of your system.
What if she don't
You
want
went
to play
to
with
Judy's and held a baby alpaca. Now you can go play with Highland cattle and get it out of your system and be done.
It's not enough.
You don't think so?
No. No manners on the farm. That's right. There is no manners when it comes to
no. And I honestly think it was somebody that was just curious. They had been watching Jason and Brooke. Mm-hmm. And they're used to Peaches eating out of her little tray with her mixed feed and vitamins and all that stuff.
And then you get ours there.
Ours were chewing on tree roots and whatever.
Yeah.
But Sarah said it'll never be out of your system.
It won't.
Y'all, that kind of stuff is coming. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I'm like Wes with the pigs. Wes is not against pigs. I've told y'all that we're just giving him a hard time. We're just joking. It's not set up for it. Zoe will have an alpaca eventually.
In the year 2020 something.
I didn't say when. And she will have some kind, I'm sure, of novelty animals that are completely and utterly useless to our farm. I plan to have cattle, but it's not a mini anything. I have no intentions of getting mini anything.
I just want friendly.
But Zoe does, and she may move in that direction one day when we live there and have pens and things like that.
Hey, can we use the big black thing to swim in the swimming pool?
No. Shut the door.
Wendy wants a camel so bad.
Camel?
I did not know that we let them go outside in their swimsuits.
We didn't. And they were just playing ball the last I heard.
Now they're playing in the water hose.
Apparently.
It's not warm enough for that.
Well, it is.
Is it?
But I don't. Okay. What pool is Rhett talking about?
He wants to use the water trough. That big black water trough.
That's, yes. Okay. Yes, Candy. I plan to raise beef cattle. And we will move in that direction too. But I am sure that Zoe will have her novelty animals. We'll have pens of them, just like you see Daniel do. And yeah.
I want some.
I know that it's coming. First, yeah. And I'm fine. No, Sarah, we don't need an ostrich.
I'm scared of an ostrich.
Zoe might do an emu.
She said a zebra, but I want something that nobody around here has. And was a zebra that's well known here in our area down the road.
That I don't know if that's even still alive. That's been
everybody
20 years.
Remembers Dr. Baker's zebra.
They do.
And so I would like to have some kind of animal that nobody else around here has. So I got to figure out what that is.
Sheena, we are planning on moving as soon as possible. We are in the works, but it's got to be done. And
Alan told her no.
She on a camel.
A camel.
Why does any farm need a camel?
A pond and a hippo. Miss Sue says a pond and a hippo. I want. Who said that? Who was it? They got a water buffalo. Who was that?
No.
Somebody was telling us the other day they got a water buffalo.
I don't even know what Christina's talking about.
A sloth. Chrissy said alpaca. I would love to have a monkey.
Can we stay with the farm animals, please?
I would love a monkey. Bryson wants us to get a pond so he can fish.
As soon as we make that happen, Sheena, he can fish in it all he wants.
A retired elephant. Sell pics with him. You know, Bama fans.
Hey, that might work now.
How about a giraffe? Is that a giraffe?
People in
alpaca. Everybody
in Canada raise water buffaloes for meat.
Who just got a water buffalo.
I don't know. And why are people still telling you different animals that you need? The comments started rolling so fast, I lost how many animals.
Yeah, giraffe.
I honestly...
Did you know giraffes don't make noise?
Hang on. Carolyn had a prayer request. I do need to stop and do that.
Oh, no. The little girl she had been requesting prayer for the past few weeks passed away yesterday in her sleep.
Well, I will put Haley back on for this week.
That's right.
Candy said you don't want a monkey.
I've heard that. I've always wanted one. My entire life wanted a monkey. But I've always heard that
you've got one. His name is Rhett.
Yeah. Yeah. And they fling poo. So we don't want that.
There was...
Alan said, you women stop it.
I'm telling you, there were so many comments flying through there that I did not even see them all on what animals you needed. Y'all, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the next one that we're leaning toward is the sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
a kangaroo.
We are more set up for that now. But Zoe will have her alpaca eventually.
And you know what? And when it comes to that, I don't want to just get a random alpaca. I want to be able to find the right look that I want in color and be a baby.
Yes.
I don't just want to buy one just because it's an alpaca. I would like, I want to see what colors are available. And, they have different looks about them.
That's right.
Some have bigger heads and smaller bodies. And, I just want to, I don't want a llama. I want an alpaca. So one day it's just going to all come together. And I'm going to say, well, there.
Sarah said, what about a flamingo?
That's funny.
When we get to pond, you can put a flamingo in it. So I'm already going to be working till I'm 80. I don't plan on being at my job till I'm 80. I'm going to be full-time on the farm at some point. I wonder
if Cassie did sell that boy one.
They're trying to give you a boy at A&W.
I know. I could have two. Alpaca that is hand-raised and gentle. That's right. All that's important. Yes. I want to be able to love.
Poor Man's Homestead, I agree 100% because we actually did a barter from one of our turkeys and we got some lamb and it was amazing. Yes. It was really good. So the only thing is, it's just going to give us another meat animal on our farm, which tends to just make people mad at us anyway.
Yeah, but that's okay.
As long as I'm letting the sheep graze the orchard, they're going to be all right. But as soon as we start making that into a meat animal, everybody's going to be mad at me.
Look, Alan said we have trouble finding vets for our animals we have. Can you imagine calling a vet for a camel?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's...
Who got the water buffalo?
Baby, I have no idea.
I'm going to have to text Brooke because I think it was when we were all talking the other day. The pet rock. I got lots of pet rocks.
Rhett brings her pet rocks every day.
Yes.
Do you know there's one of the pig troughs that is completely full of rocks?
Uh-huh. Because he throws them in there.
It is full. Because they've rooted up rocks and he just walks around and picks them and puts them in the trough.
Mm-hmm. I know there's a lot of rocks over there. If you can't eat it, it's a waste of money on feed. That's Nick's motto.
Yes. Everything on my farm needs a job. All of them don't have a job. But we need them to have a job.
That's right, Candy. And some jobs might just be emotional support pets.
Candy, I agree. It's to raise food.
What?
We've had that conversation multiple times, but there are some people that don't want to watch you raise animals for food.
No, they don't.
They don't want you to do it. They're completely against you for doing it. I get it, and I'm not downing those people. Yeah. I'm just saying that as soon as I add another meat animal, people are going to be mad at me. And it is what it is.
It is. That's what
I'm not going to beat a dead horse. We do.
Bye,
we do what we do.
We love you.
One more thing before we are at 1 hour already, Zoe. So I'm gonna save one of our questions for next time because we have one more thing to show them. What we got this week?
Oh yeah.
Well, we get this week. I ain't even opened mine. Oh, crap! Hang on, let me open it. Zoe, wait.
Well, they're gonna think that it's.
Can they see the writing?
It's our Okie shirts.
It's almost time for the Okie Homesteading Expo.
Yay!
The second one.
It's our favorite trip.
It is. It is an awesome
it's the only
trip.
Place we go.
Yeah, it has to be about farming. So we got our shirts in today, and we are headed that direction in just a couple of weeks.
We are. So I hope that if any of you guys are going, we'll get to chat, take some pictures.
I did have a couple of comments of people that would see us there. So I told them, hey, make sure you find us and say hello.
Hey.
What?
My toe is hanging out my sock. Will you fix that? Please. Please, please.
Are you serious?
Look.
Zoe?
There. Thanks.
You just told everybody about your holy sock.
I have on a holy sock and my toe got... It was
Why don't you throw them away?
My toe was hanging out like this.
Whatever. Thank you, Miss Sue. We will have a blast. There's no doubt.
Jam, I got clean feet. I just put on socks because I didn't want to wear my slippers. And then my toe poked through. So, yeah.
All right, Zoe. Let's wrap up.
Okay. It's that time.
We're all out of Dr. Pepper ice cream anyway.
I heard it was really good.
Zoe didn't even try it.
I can't have ice cream, y'all. It put me in bed, but y'all seem to enjoyed it.
Well, it did. It was really good. Anyway, next Sunday.
Yes.
Next Sunday. What? Videos on Tuesday and Friday, but we'll see y'all live again next Sunday.
At 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Bye, guys.